All right, y'all. All right, we are on. 3 o'clock is so weird because then my phone has every notification in the world on it. And then when I go live, it's so distracting, but whatever. We're here. Happy Saturday. Now, y'all know Sundays are my Patreon days, but tomorrow is Mother's Day. I'm doing a nice, beautiful brunch with my mama and my sister, hosted by me in my spot. So I know that that may be an important day for several of you, and I wanted to keep that day free. This day was also sort of just a last minute decision anyway, because I didn't expect to do episode 2 on Patreon, but I also was not aware and prepared for the fact that they were going to do a double premiere the night of. So it was just, I was like, let me just make the best, because I'm not going to be on Patreon for no 2 hours or dissecting 2 hours everything on Monday morning of last week. So that brings us here. Welcome. Hi, babies. As usual, I want to wait for y'all to get into the room. But if you guys would leave in the chat or leave in the comments on the rewatch, we need a better time, huh? I'm thinking we need a better time because it's the weekend. It's getting warmer. People are going to be outside. This worked really well in heavy ass quarantine and winter months because we wasn't doing nothing. But now that we're getting vaccinated and it's getting warm and we're getting a little aggy to get up outside, including me, we're gonna have to figure out a better time amongst us all as a family. So any ideas would be more than helpful. I am East Coast. I'm in New York City, so that's Eastern Standard Time. If y'all out in LA, Midwest, Compton, wherever y'all at, let me know the time that works best for y'all, but put which time zone you're in, just so we're all on the same page. But here we are on Saturday, doing it big. So here's the thing. I'm really not even gonna lie. This episode beat my ass. Okay. This episode really, really beat my ass because I was really trying to figure out what the color theory was. When we dissected episode 1 on Monday, the color theory was red against yellow. It was like hell versus heaven, and then there was blue, this transitional color, and there was white, and it made sense. In this episode, I'm not sure if they're using the same theme from the color theory of episode 1. I'm assuming they did, but there are a lot of new colors that really played a theme in this episode. And for once in the first year and a half I've been doing this, I feel challenged. I feel like I'm not 110% clear on what the colors mean. So I really wanted to get your ideas and get your feedback, but I see it's going to be a hella small room today because it's getting warm. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm going out right after this. Okay. What's up, Mark? I ain't seen you in a minute. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So today I wanted to dissect and challenge ourselves to really think about what the visual layer of this story could possibly mean. And let's just have some fun. Fuck it, it's Pose. This one almost got me too, y'all. So I almost cried down. Okay, I almost cried down in this episode. I'm not even gonna lie. It was so emotional. But you know what? I'm just gonna blast through because this is a super tiny room today. So, which is a-okay with me. That is fine. Let's go. Episode 2, Pose intervention. Yes. I really love the opening. It's just glamorous and beautiful. And like, I just really, really, really loved it. So in our Monday evening dissection of the premiere of the final season of Pose, the very last shot, as you guys can see in the top left, was of Blanca deciding that she's going to go to nursing school. And she seems to sort of be in this cage, right? And there were like these pops of red all around her. And it made me worried. It made me worried because even though she's making this great decision, she's moving forward, things seem to be on the up and up. It felt off visually. I didn't like the red being around her, and I especially don't like all of these lines that make me feel like something is a trap for her, that Bianca's going to end up somewhere that'll be a dead end. And it really didn't help that people were on Twitter estimating, look, Pose is giving Game of Thrones. Pose is going to take our favorite characters. Blanca may not make it out of this alive, and we know that she's battling HIV as well as Pray Tell, and we see the rate of their loved ones, their peers, their friends, their partners dying from this disease. And so we can't rule that out, right? Even though we love them severely, we want them to be okay. But this looked like an ending, even though we were beginning, which will bring us to a full circle moment in the finale. So now that we're starting episode 2, and we're sort of starting off with this same like white entrapment, I was like, don't do that. Don't pick up where we left off like that. Y'all still putting her in this white colored cage. And even in episode 1, we said that white was like this heavenly color, this joyful color. I think it means something slightly different for this episode. And to me, it's as if she's living in the light, right? Because even in this moment here, in the very opening scene, Blanca is truthfully expressing why she's sad. Pray Tell needs an intervention. He is an alcoholic. Things are not looking up and up for my friend. And she's really, really, really worried. She's being honest. She's being open. She's being transparent. And so that launches us into this intervention. What's up, Siege? How you doing? Oh, you binged it? Cool. Welcome. So if we're starting off with this white cage, that brings us right here to Lulu and Angel. Because while Pray Tell is going through his battle of alcoholism, Lulu's judging how he's handling it and what he's doing, right? Talking about he can't handle his stuff. He needs to go get a grip, while she's a full-on, okay, Lulu's not doing well and Angel's following right on behind her, right? So versus Blanca's white cage, we have these two women in this dark cage, this black cage. And if Blanca in that white cage was being honest, transparent, and open, these two are doing something sneaky once they get into their cage. They're doing something hidden. They're doing something destructive. They're doing something dark, right? They hide in this addiction that's not even quite apparent that they are as affected as they are. They don't realize how much they need this. She in broad daylight taking a little puff before she move on. Okay. So I'm trying to estimate the relation between white and black, because this is a pairing of colors that we will see throughout the episode, this white versus black. So I was thinking, and please let me know if you guys have any further ideas in the chat, what white and black paired together could possibly mean. If in episode 1 we were dealing with hell versus heaven, what would that look like transformed? What would that look like with a bit of layers peeled back if we dive a little bit deeper into the emotional transitions of the characters, right? Are we dealing with truth versus lies, shadows versus performances? Are we dealing with secrets versus your inner demons which you're battling? Because we see Blanca making a great decision for her life and her friends versus these two who are diving into addiction. This is who they are in the dark. This white cage versus this black cage. These two scenes paired back to back together. And we see that they're both afflicted by this drug, doing that lace blunt, stay away from that lace blunt. And these addictions become their wounds, leaving us both with the color red on both Angel and Lulu. So just keep that in mind. Keep those kind of themes in mind of who they want to be, who they're pretending to be, who they're running from, what their truths are, and what their inner turmoils are. Hi, Jess Nicole. Welcome. How are you? I was trying to avoid the word, Nicole, but go on and let it off. Let her ring, girl. Let her ring. I was trying not to say it, but is ringing true. All right. Let's get into Elektra, because my God, okay? My God, Elektra. Now, the family decides as a unit that they're going to put Pray Tell into rehab, but that's going to cost them cash that they do not readily have. So in preparation for Pray Tell's stay at rehab, the family will sweep all cash categories in the ballroom to be able to afford his health care. At this point, Damon Evangelista is off of the show. The actor Ryan Jamal Swain, His sister was unfortunately murdered last summer in July. And so I'm sure that happened right in the middle of filming. So as the human being, he had to go stay, help his family grieve more and take care of that. The character Damon Evangelista has been written off as someone who relapsed, ran back home to Chicago, and is not coming back. And Blanca said, for good. So I hope Ryan and his family is doing well. I hope they are okay. He was a joy to watch on the show. And at this point, Elektra is leading the children. We have to prep the family in the House of Evangelista to win all categories, 10, 10, 10s across the board, and not a drop less. So what we said in episode 1, when we saw the color yellow and gold, it was sort of this joyful color, right? When we saw Blanca with her man, all in that premiere, she was surrounded by the color yellow. And so now we're seeing this a lot with Elektra. In many scenes across this, she is being seen in gold and or yellow. Miss Ma'am feeds herself. Like, she is... Remember when I did the Euphoria dissection and we were dissecting the color schemes for Maddie? Maddie is her own Euphoria. Elektra is giving very much that. And I can only aspire because she is incredible. I can only aspire. Now we have Poppy seen trying to help his fiance Angel sweep the fashion beauty category at the ball, trying on outfits, but he is dressed in purple and black, right? So if black is to, and he has this black pinstripe suit, so there's some type of entrapment or some type of limitation on him. So we can question, is he in the dark about what Angel's addictions are, about what she's been doing in her secret life? Is he in the dark? Is there something that he's hiding from her? We don't know, right? But we have Angel who, when she was trying on these clothes, she went through 3 colors, right? The first dress that she optioned was gray. The second dress she tried on was purple. And the last one that she decided on, that she'll battle in the ballroom in, is this beautiful glittery white dress, right? So we land on somewhere where Angel is presenting to the world a truth. She's presenting, because we know in episode 1 that she was very insecure about not being the hot chosen model anymore. She's kind of fallen off. Is she as important to her fiance as she used to be? She has all these insecurities. So, and she got her ass beat in the ballroom by some new chick. That can't feel good, right? That's where Angel reigns supreme, that face, right? So she had all these insecurities, and now that she has on this white dress, she's sort of putting on that she's old Angel. She got her light back, right? This is who she is. But is that true? Is there some sort of performance here, right? And I thought it was really beautiful. If you guys watched this scene, these 2 doors layered right behind her, sort of looking like these angel wings. Very strange. I'd be doing a lot. But the way the 2 doors were behind her, she's usually standing in front of something doubled. So it often looks like angel wings. And if we're doing a theme of heaven and hell for this season, that would be totally fitting, of course, with her name. Then we have Ricky being coached by Elektra down in the ballroom, because you're going to have to dance for your life. Okay, you're going to have to save us with this dance. And throughout this episode, Ricky is seen in red. When we discussed red for episode 1 of Pose Dissection, red was hellfire. It was hell on earth. It was such a major wound and disturbance. And Ricky has been going through that with his partner, Pray Tell. Pray Tell has not been lovable because of his alcohol addiction. So you can see all these wounds, these secrets, these lies. You know, people are really trying to just access the best for themselves. CJ says, I was going to ask what happened to Damon. Yes, that it was really, really sad. Nicole says, see, while I understand while Damon had to leave, I wasn't in love with that being his storyline. Me too, and I agree. Let me see what you said. Why can't Damon just go back to France and dance managing his own house? Why couldn't he have a good ending? I said that. I was like, oh, he on crack too? Like, damn, somebody can't win here? Shit. I said the same exact thing. Black can mean strong. Poppy can be a source of strength for Angel. Oh, so if it means strength, Maybe this is what they need just to push them through the day. Maybe this is what they need, just keep their head above water. Maybe this is that false sense of security and confidence. I like it. I like it. I like it. Mark says, on a general note, I'm glad they finally took all of the critiques of colorism and have made Elektra a protagonist, but will still read you with love. And one of the biracials, the unambiguous villain. Mark. I mean, goddamn. Oh my God. Nicole said red can mean anger and or action. It absolutely can mean that. It absolutely can mean that, but we're going to see much more colors here, which we'll have to question and see what's up and what's going on. CJ said, yes, they could have wrote a better send-off for him. Absolutely. They could have written Damon off better than that. Wouldn't have hurt anything at all. What is he a crackhead for? And that's the last one. Remember him? And his character was in such a beautiful place. He was such a beautiful boy. There was literally no reason to do that. Oh, he relapsed. He had to go. Like, what? I don't like that. Let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this. We have a split amongst family, right? The room divided. Now, here, Angel is caught between two loves, okay? She is caught between, you know, that little sniff pass with her girl Lulu. They're having a little fun, right? And you can see Lulu and Angel paired in front of the black and white stairs, that pairing again showing up. And then we have Poppy, who's against this new duo. He is not feeling it. He knows what's up. He knows what's going on. And in the home, right here in the dining room table, he has this yellow and blue. Now, if black is about who you are in the dark, who you're hiding, the turmoil that's caged, we have Angel and Lulu attempting to hide their demons, to hide their dirt, right? But I couldn't help but notice, this is my Carrie Bradshaw, but I couldn't help but think. Angel and Green being the marriage between blue and yellow. So she's physically aligned with Lulu, what she wants to be doing behind her man's back, but visually paired with her home, with Poppy, the life that she created with him. She's caught between those two worlds, right? And right here, right now, Poppy gives Angel an intervention. Look, Lulu, if you want to go out and do what you want to do, go ahead. You are not my responsibility. But Angel, your ass, when you in this house and in this love and relationship, we have an intervention right here, right now. Amen. Leadership, love, protection, okay? Not dominating. He didn't dominate her, protected her. It's a very fine line. A lot of men don't know how to do that. A lot of men don't know how to walk that line, all right? And her truth revealed. Y'all up there smoking in the house, and I can smell it from the loft. Y'all ain't even crack a window. And she reveals that she feels invaluable to him because her career's in a slump. I can't possibly be the same woman you love. He had to correct that. You absolutely are. He is going to love her through this moment. He's going to see her make it to the end. He's going to make sure they solve it together. No judgment, no no domination, no roughness, no stern enough to smack your ass into shape, but soft enough to make sure you know that you're safe here. But we're gonna get this solution together. I noticed again this black and white pairing in the next scene where Lulu tries to dance for Elektra and Elektra catches her tea too and was just like, we know you on that stuff. And Lulu is losing the battle of attempting to hide her addiction, right? She's pretending to be something in the light, the white, but her shadow, that demon, that secret is overpowering. She can't hide it anymore. Everybody knows what's up. Oh, true, Nicole, who says Lulu was just looking for somebody to link up with since Candy is gone. Grief, right? A lot of people turn to drug use, alcohol, sex, they turn their recreation into something detrimental to salvage that grief. Great point. Mark says, I don't recall if it was you, episode 1, Dissection, or someone else who pointed out how interesting it is that Poppy is now the one who's holding it all together while Angel is in such a messy place. Wasn't me. I'll tell you the truth right here and right now. Wasn't me. The seasons take too long apart, so I actually don't remember much. I remember Angel being on top. They was on crack back in the day together, and now when they come back, Poppy's winning. So that wasn't me. That's also a great point as well. But what I did say is that their power dynamics have shifted, because he was little pipsqueak Poppy back in the day, and now he's big man paying bills, bringing home the bacon Poppy. That's different, and that changes, Mark, that changes easily the dynamics in a relationship, especially when it comes to a sense of masculinity, right? Nicole says green could be greed. Angel wants to have a relationship with Poppy, but also go behind his back to do the stuff she knows he wouldn't approve of. It's that soft leadership. Ooh. That leadership's soft, but it's firm. Get your ass back here, all right? Momi says addicts thinks no one else can tell that they're addicted, giving delusions of grandeur. The way they was walking around not realizing how other people saw them was really a learning lesson for me. I don't think I've ever stopped to think about how addicted people think they appear to others, because I'm always looking at an addicted person, right? I can tell. But this is a very interesting point of view to see that they're like, we straight, I'm just gonna throw some chapstick on and we good. Hair not combed, clothes not matching. You can imagine they're not washing as much, or they're not really grooming or taking care of themselves as much. So they have one thing, they become one track minded, right? That was really, really, really interesting. I have a question about Chris. Is he hiding a secret? And I think we kind of asked this in episode 1, but now it's becoming visually just a little obvious. It's becoming a little heavy on Christopher. He don't feel good to me. And I've asked this in episode 1, if you guys look at the photo in the bottom left, where we saw him in a reflection at one point, right? And we saw him with this blue plaid shirt on in episode 1. And now he's coming back with the same look, larger stripes. And he feels, and this is not to say what Blanca does or does not deserve, but as a man, as a standalone idea, Chris does not feel good. He feels too good to be true. Do we have any thoughts or presumptions about Chris? Poppy's being zaddy right now. He is. And he is. I could take a lesson from Poppy, because I am not nice when my partner be messing up. I'm like, what are you doing? Stupid. What are you doing? That's so dumb. I'll be so impatient, because what are you doing? He's so impatient. Why would you make that decision? I'm going to change. The Lord ain't finished with me. Nicole guesses more guarded. Chris does give me something along the lines of, I don't know, waiting for the other shoe to drop. I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop with him. I do feel that way, because he's real nice. And that's not a flaw, but he's real nice. And Blanca deserves. I think she should have a real nice guy. But at the end of the day, this is a man. What are you doing, Chris? Let me check your phone. Come here. Give me your Facebook password. Because something Something. And they're not saying it yet. Something. But Blanca and Christopher meet his parents, Angie and Pops. And Angie clocks Bianca's tea, right? Not necessarily in this scene, but along the lines. I don't want to spend too much time with the parent storyline. But Blanca's trans, and we discover that Mama's a bigot, a transphobe. Boo this guy. Boo this guy. Boo Mama. Like, what are you doing? Okay, you're just gonna have to get over it. Your son is in love. He is happy. He's found an incredible woman. And I don't care how much money you got. You're an asshole. And you just kind of need to get over it. But that being said, I want to discuss another color, which I found challenging. I want to discuss the color purple. And it's heated along the lines of pink, but I wanted to discuss the color purple, right? It kept popping up at these moments where we saw Angel get caught smoking crack by her fiance, Poppy. When Angel and Lulu were hiding, doing crack in Angel's home. When Angel was trying to try on these outfits in front of Elektra so she can win the beauty category at the ball. Poppy was in this purple. And now when we meet the parents, Miss Mama got on purple. So what do we think in these moments, in these emotional occurrences, do we think purple means for the characters or the situation? And it was pretty brave. Nicole says a Black man dating a trans woman in the 90s and bringing her home to meet the elitist parents. And it was pretty brave. May I just say, am I ready to talk about this? I'm going to hold it just for a second, but I do have an idea about that as well. Momi says, I hope the other shoe doesn't drop with Chris. Give Blanca a happy ending, please. That's all we are asking for. Lowercase t, Nicole, lowercase t. It's the 90s. Ain't no social media to check. True. I couldn't check his Facebook. You can't give me a Facebook password. CJ says, I thought they recasted Mr. Baywatch encounter at first from the previous season since he was studying to be a doctor with Blanca. Is this supposed to be the same guy? No, I think it's a different guy because she's a hospital aide and they met while she was at work. I think it's different guys. Purple can mean mystery. People are hiding things. So then what would Poppy be hiding? We know what Angel's hide. We know what Angel and Lulu hide. What is Mama hiding? See, like once Mama had the information that she wanted, she said exactly what was on her mind. We didn't need to hear it, but she said exactly what was on her mind. Amira says, Chris downplayed Blanca during that dinner, discrediting her motherhood and house. Feels like he's terrified of breaking his perfect family dynamic. Chris is the type, this is the type of person that bothers me to the core. Chris is the type of person that don't like to rock the boat, and I hate him up because that don't like to rock the boat. Get involved, speak up, protect, deflect, show up for the people and the places that you love, right? I hate a person that sits back and watches somebody that they love get disrespected and they don't want to get their hands dirty. They want to play neutral. Open your mouth. Open your mouth and speak up. Now I'm ready to go here. So it's the 90s. You're dating a transgender woman. You know what type of woman your mama is. You know what kind of parents, these classist, elitist parents, stushy, bushy parents you have. You're actually bringing Blanca into a very emotionally violent situation. And now you're not going to defend her when, surprise, your mom's transphobic. You a whole doctor. It's a whole 90s. You know y'all are talking about gay people. You know y'all are talking about HIV, AIDS. You hear the conversations your family is having at home, and you date a transgender woman and bring her to the source of bigotry and didn't prep her, didn't protect her, didn't calm your mama down. You just sat there playing neutral, playing both sides. That was actually hella violent. And that would piss me off. That would piss me. It pisses me off now. When my people don't get involved for me, because I'll be talking. You ain't gonna teach. You ain't gonna treat my friend, sister, cousin, brother, teacher, friend. I don't care who it is. But that's just me. I'm a different type of nigga. Like, that's just me. But that was actually hella violent. And how can I date you if you're just aligning me up? You're just aligning me for emotional disturbance. Purple can mean power. Poppy's career is rising, how he's getting bigger. The purple flowers on mama's dress, meaning she feels she has the power over Blanca because she thinks she's better. So then with Lulu, I like it. With Lulu, with this purple mannequin, are they overpowered by their addiction? What do we think, y'all? What do we think about purple? Okay, no, Chris is not the same dude. Chris, you're a black man dating a trans woman. You need to be okay with rocking the boat to protect the people you love. Come on. Mark says, yes, passive, neutral niggas. Boo, boo, boo that guy. Boo. CJ says, yes, sitting idly is never okay. Also, you know, Chris's mom is going to use Blanca's lack of ability of birth against her, which as the cishet girls do against her. Folks like that want to continue the legacy with grandbabies. I'm a natural woman. I could have birth. That don't make you nothing. That makes you nothing. Womanhood is an idea, not the body. Womanhood is an energy, not the body. It's the way you carry yourself, not the body. Womanhood is what you define it to be. And if somebody's definition and identity of womanhood is different than mine, guess what? So that's tired, cishet ladies. That's tired, cis ladies. That's tired what your body could do. Because the gag is, a lot of cisgender women still can't have babies. So what, that make them not a woman? Some cisgender women's body don't do the woman thing. Anyway, so that was actually real violent. But I like the power angle. Here's what I was thinking about purple. What if purple was judgment? And here I was going with it. And again, I'm not the end all be all. I love hearing your ideas. If we're talking about heaven and hell, light and dark, angels and demons, this state between the two polarities, you know, when people die and they have it, and the story is that they have to be judged before they go to heaven or hell, the sort of waiting period, right? Even Blanca meeting Angie, even her meeting the mom. The mom is waiting to see, will I accept her or will I deny her? Because I need to know who and what she is. That's what the Siths like to do to trans people. That's what they did in Lovecraft Country, right? Angie is kind of sitting there in this waiting to see what I'm gonna do. If I apply that to the other times where we've seen purple, when Angel's at home in this top left, does she fear Poppy's judgment? I'm not going to share this part with him because if he knows that I'm this person, he'll judge me, I'll lose him. Does Angel fear Poppy's judgment? Right here with Angel and Lulu in the mirror, are they their own judge, right? They're looking themselves in the mirror. We're just going to keep this secret between you and I. They fear their truth. They're going to judge themselves, and who they present to be to everyone else will be a lie, right? They're staring themselves in the mirror and allowing that darkness to meet them, right? If we look at Poppy in this purple, I don't think it's like Poppy is judging, because he's obviously not. But again, it just comes back to Angel fearing what she is being judged by, right? I used to be moneyed. I used to be a model. I used to be popular. I used to be working, and now I'm not. I'm fearing that he'll judge who I am now versus the woman I used to be. And she feels like that's not the same person. Bringing, you know, her portrait behind her in that top left photo, who she used to be in that purple portrait behind her, and that purple staring at her, because she's in between these places, this very insecure place of being judged. I'm not this woman anymore. Will I lose this man? That's just sort of where my mind went. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but this episode beat my ass a little bit, y'all. It truly, truly did. Amira says, with Lulu, maybe she's losing her power. She was on the rise and in school, and now she stumbled a bit. Ooh. Whew. Man. So I'm just guessing. But I want to talk about the darkness again, because we've seen it again with Pray Tell helping his friend Castle, who's battling HIV, and he's knocked off a little bit. It seems he's losing this battle a little bit, right? Pray convinces Castle to not stay down. Come out to the ball with me. We're going to do all the categories tonight. I'm dancing. What's up? And we see that Pray is followed by this shadow, right? This white playing against this black, this light playing against this dark, right? And this wound of alcoholism that he's trying to run from, that he's trying to hide, is following him, because where you go, there you are. He's wearing his red wound all over him. And there's this moment where he finds Castle's medication, this methadone, and he meets this reflection, who he's pretending to be versus this wounded version of him meeting right here, looking at this medication. Which way am I going to go? But something strange is happening, because when it comes to Angel and Lulu, they're facing this terrible side of themselves. Pray Tell, even when he's around mirrors, if you notice, he never looks at himself. He's always off. And I thought that was a really cool technique, because Angel and Lulu are like, we doing crack, what's up? And Pray is like, I don't have a problem. Playing very opposite sides of both of their addictions, right? So Pray is always, he's meeting his reflections, he's having these shadows, but he's never facing them. So I thought that was really, really, really cool. And if we look, his friend lives in the light. I'm sick. I don't feel well. And he's even truthful about his suicide ideation. I know YouTube's going to beat my ass for even saying that word, but here we are. His friend knows how exactly, if he chooses to end his life, how it will happen. And whenever you hear that from a friend, a loved one, or anyone, that is a red flag. Help in any way you can. Help in any way you can. Help. They know exactly how it's going to happen. That's no longer a dream. It's no longer an ideation. That's a plan, right? That's something that's bankable. Okay. That's when things get real. And even if you can't help yourself because you don't know what to do, get somebody. If you can, get somebody else involved, because that's way past just thinking about it. So let's see what's going on here. Hayden asked Lamar, dressed down to the black and white. The battle between the light and dark. Look, hurt people, all right? I don't know what has hurt Lamar so bad, but he's making sure to wound every person he comes across, and knows the people that you know are in the most pain. And we don't know what Lamar is going through, but he's presenting white to hide whatever is happening in that shadow, black, right? Something's going on. But the ball is going well. Pray beats out Lamar by 1 point. However, at this glorious moment, Castle has a seizure at the bar. Now, I covered up for this moment in episode 1, but in episode 2, I'm not buying it. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm not buying it. Castle has a seizure at the bar. They get the ambulance. He's on the way to the hospital. Preytel wants to go with him, and Blanca says, no, we're going to finish dancing. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I'm sorry. Now y'all lost me. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Now y'all lost me. His friend is almost dying, and we're going to go finish the ball. And he already went. So he really didn't even have to be there no more. Your friend is dying. Out of how many people you've seen die in your life, your friend may be dying, and you're going to go finish dancing instead of spending what could possibly be his very last few moments? No. No. Mm-mm. And then he goes back inside. He listens to Blanca, goes back inside, and he sits where Castle was just sitting. So your part's already done. You already did your dance. You already won your category. The rest of your family has to go. And now you're not even contributing to the rest of the night. You're sitting at the bar sad that you're not with Castle. So really, why is he here, and why didn't you let him go? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ooh. Woo! Nicole says Lamar wants to make others bleed so no one notices his wounds. Oh, he wanted it so bad. Prey made that wound come out. Bam! Right in the face. CJ says, right, finish dancing. He was absolutely going to go to the hospital in reality. Mark says, listen, they were doing a lot with this whole ballroom, everything, even while people are dying. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay, now we fell off. Okay, CJ says he could absolutely have gone. His part was done. Shaking my head. You lost me. I'm sorry. You lost me right there. Let's talk about another color. All right, y'all, jumping back into the chat. Another color that was very prominent in this episode where these emotional moments happen for these characters. We saw the color green. And we saw it in the opening shot where Blanca was sharing her feelings about Preytel at work. We saw green on the back of Preytel during his ballroom dance where he was giving everything. Elektra and green, where they were discussing how to prepare to give this intervention to Preytel. Elektra sitting next to green all the time in this episode. And then, of course, Angel being checked for her problem by her fiance in green. Thinking about these moments, how do we feel green represents where our characters are and what was going on? This was emotional, y'all. This was an emotional one. They was doing a whole lot. And should I change the time of these lives? I'm sure they cannot be midday anymore. As summer rapidly approaches. We all have to figure it out. How do we feel about the color green? All right, wig. This wig is acting up now. You want to lay right, or I'm going to lay it down. How do we feel about the color green? I thought that too, CJ, who says green could possibly mean hope. Nicole says it could be a rebirth change, which I've said in several dissections, like especially when you see plants, it usually represents like a new journey, a growing phase, somewhere undiscovered, right? The character usually journeys out into new planes. Blanca is starting a path in life. Angel is changing into a new person with her unhealthy habits. Here's where I was at with it. I was wondering if green is what gives them life. It's the motivation that makes them keep going, or that resets whatever that wound or that turmoil is, right? That inner war. What here in your experience completely serves you to a benefit, right? And I've only guessed that because opening this shot with Blanca being a hospital aide and literally giving life to all of her patients and speaking about how she can give life to Pray Tell, how she can help him, right? She's surrounded by green. What is going to make this life fruitful? Elektra, as much as she's in that joyful golden yellow, she's usually around or wearing green as well, because Elektra gives herself life. She is the end all be all, and she is completely satisfied. Elektra really wants one thing, and she wants you to know that she is the best, because she knows, she wants you in agreement that she is the best. And she is. The mother of mothers, okay? She really gives herself life, and you'd be lucky if she shares just a bit of that with your ass. That's really what it is. While Angel and Poppy are home, Poppy could possibly be the one giving Angel life, resetting her on the right path, right? One of you guys were saying a new path, new journey. He is the one grounding her into life. You're about to do something that's taking your life away, and that's actually going to stop right here and right now. You are my fiance, and that's it. He speaks life into her. Pray, moping around this whole time, terrible attitude, but when he is on that ballroom floor, and you just saw a peek of the back of that plaid jumpsuit, that green on his back, this moment, this dancing, this culture, this space, this ballroom is what gives him life. So it's time for the intervention. It's time for the intervention. Pray Tell goes absolutely ham. Blanca says you are unreliable, unpredictable, and unreachable. And everyone around the table reads their letters, says their feelings to him, and this throws him into a defense, because this suddenly feels like an attack, and he's feeling like a charity case, and this does not feel like love. And when someone is this sick, alcoholism is a sickness, depression is a sickness, addiction is a sickness. The sickness is what's talking. Tease her all you want. I remember Iyanla trying to help DMX and speak to his children on Iyanla Help Fix My Life. It was either his kids or somebody else's kids, but somebody had a bad daddy. And Iyanla was just saying to them, what he says is hurtful. That is not your father. That is the sickness talking. I remember even in my really terrible bout of depression, I was insufferable. As a teenager, early 20s, that little young adult phase, I was insufferable. And people, friends, and family can tell me, I want to help you. I love you. You are not making the right choices. What I heard and what it felt like is, you're ruining me. This is your fault. You are the worst. I can't. It didn't matter what you were saying and how much love you were giving in my defense and in my sickness. Brat. Pray Tell let them shots off, and everyone got a piece, right? And what we can all know is anger is a surface level emotion. It's the most easily accessible and accepted emotion. People accept anger. Anger is easy, right? Because you give me something, I'm gonna give you something, now we mad, what's up? Grief, people like, okay, girl, I'll call you later. I don't really know. That's uncomfortable. Guilt, shame, depression. Like when you get under anger, people back off. They're like, I don't know what to do with that. It's tougher. people dealing with those emotions don't know how to deal with that, right? And I notice here also there's like barely any Black in these scenes because the truths are out. The truths are out. I know you smoking crack. I know you smoking crack. I know I'm alcoholic. I know I don't care for your attitude. I think like the truths are out. But the only person wearing Black was Blanca. And I was wondering why. Let it off in the chat. I was wondering why. I also noticed throughout the episode, there were a ton of aerial shots. And these are called in film the eye of God. This is to make you feel like you are being watched over. You're not alone. That can either be haunting or healing, depending on how the story is using it. But these characters are being sort of watched over, right? And especially if we're dealing with a theme of ongoing deaths, you can imagine who they're alluding to helping this family here on earth. And we're doing themes of heaven and hell, this hellfire versus this heaven. This eye of God shot is like they are not alone, even though at many times these characters feel like they are. This feels a little angelic, right? Even in their darkest moments, we get these aerial shots. So just keep on to that. Amira says, I loved Poppy in this scene. He never stops fighting and stands up for his family. Ricky's in red again, taking action. CJ says, pray tell is wearing a deeper burgundy version, possibly representing the stagnation. These two men are hurt. They are in hell in their relationship. And since we're talking about them, let's talk about them as we're wrapping up today. Ricky's leaving. Okay. He's had enough of this hell. He's had enough of the fight. He's had enough of the anger. He's had enough of the wound. This has become toxic. This has become dangerous for him. And I thought this sequence was so powerful. This sequence almost broke me down because we see Pray Tell go through all the phases just to get to the root of why he's acting this way, specifically with Ricky. He goes from anger, defensive, this bullying, right? Transforming into this pseudo power of abuse. You need me. What you gonna do out there without me? You need me. Trying to abuse this power dynamic as he does because he knows Ricky's young, right? And he uses it when he feels the need. But really under that you need me is Pray Tell feeling helpless until we finally get to the root, the fear and the sadness. Everybody leaves me. I want you to stay. I need you to stay. I need you to stay. And I was actually really shocked in this scene that Ricky stuck to his guns and left. That hug, that desperation, I need you, I want you to stay. And Ricky still left. And this was a great decision because here's what happens with addicts, right? And manipulators and abusers, it's a cycle. They do something to hurt you. You show that you're upset. They're sorry. They change. And then once you get comfortable again, they go right back into their old patterns and old ways. So had Ricky stayed, Pray would have appeased him for a while, but what that would have taught Pray Tell is that I accept this. And so Pray would have known, well, you ain't leave when I showed you the worst of me, so I know you ain't gonna leave. I'm gonna just play nice. And I know you're gonna let me do it again. Addiction, sickness, manipulation, abuse. It's a cycle. So Ricky leaving was the final straw. Like, look, we ain't playing games no more. And this is the start of Pray's transition. And as we can see, Blue is starting to be introduced. It was throughout the episode when we see it attached to Pray. We said in episode 1 that Blue was this transitional color. This was a start where Prey accepts that he actually does have a problem. He does need the help. And this is the switch to carry him over. Nicole says, bullying somebody into staying with you is never good. CJ says, Ricky chose himself, self-love, baby. Mark says, that was a classic abuser tactic from Prey. The I have no one else and everyone leaves me shit is a trap. The victimization paired with the bullying. I'm the one who's hurt. Look, I'm helpless. I'm helpless. You're helpless without me. You're nothing without me. That little twofer right there. Something else pushes Prey. And we see him yet again in blue, right? There's this white and black color pairing again playing together in this episode. Now, because we know Castle's plan, when he does decide to end his life, Prey knew exactly where to find him, down at the little Ritz, okay? Feeling fancy. And visually, this was stunning because as Prey enters the room to see Castle, Prey has a reflection. Again, not facing himself. His shadow, his demons, his secret, right behind him. It meets him here at this turning point. Because for a second, Prey thought he lost Castle, right? And we discover that Castle chose life instead, the color white. And because Prey has spent all of this time running from his reflection and the secret of who he is underneath, Castle forces Prey to see himself. Well, if I don't take these pills, you stop drinking. And for the first time, Prey sees his shadow black. And they agree together to transition to choose life blue. They promise each other to keep fighting. And so with that, we see here when he goes and confirms to go to rehab with Blanca, his shadow meets him where he is. That white and that black, right? Sitting on those blue seats. Help me, help me, help me. And he reveals the truth of his shadow, that person that's been hiding under all that mess. I hate myself. And I drink because I hate myself, and I hate myself because I drink. That's what he's been running for. That's what he's been running from this entire time. Well, since you finally got all that darkness up off for you, let's step back into the light. That blue car transitioning him to his healing. He's dressed in these light colors, right? He's finally going to step into this healing place. He's going to access life. Blanca always leaves me worried by the end of the episode, y'all. Blanca always leaves me worried by the end of the episode, y'all. I don't know. Because she spent this entire time focusing on Prey, getting him what he wants. Even her boyfriend got back in line, but we're ending here. She's getting the things that she wants. She's becoming a nursing student. Her man finally stood up to mama. Prey is getting help. So why is she coated in red? What are they doing to my girl? What are they doing to my girl? Like, what are we doing? It just got me worried. It really just has me worried. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me jump into the chat for some final thoughts, and please let me know any ideas y'all have for a new time. Because as summer is approaching, it's midday. We're gonna be outside, okay? Mark says, I feel like it's less that Ricky is fine with being on his own, but he knows being alone is better for him than that situation. Whatever that situation had for him, we up out of here. Absolutely. And he's going to figure it out. I'm sure he's going from this home where he got a bed and his food. He's going couch surfing and he's going to be outside figuring it out, because as long as it's not this is really the point, right? CJ agrees, saying so many people choose the hardship they're used to rather than brave another one. So glad Ricky valued himself enough to try. And Ricky said in that scene, this is better than watching my mama stay in a situation that she didn't like because she's too scared to see what it's like on her own. And because he already saw the pattern, he knew for sure he was going to try something else. Because staying, I've already seen how that ends, right? Not cute, not for me, tapping out. And he sure did. Blanca's wearing that. Blanca ending in red, the way all that red was following her at the end of last episode. What is they going to do? What is they going to do to my mother? What is they going to do? CJ says, anybody else rewound that end scene over and over and over again just to listen to that Mariah? What was it? Anytime you need a friend, that good 90s Mariah? I'm an old lady. They had me with all these hits. They got Brandy, they got Aaliyah, they got Mariah songs in here. Like, Pose is doing it with the music this season, okay? I like the 90s phase. Pose is doing it with the music this season, and it was touching and beautiful. That's when Mariah was still had her little light-skinned toe up in the gospel scene. She was still very much gospel, Black gospel Mariah. She's pop Mariah now. She's diva Mariah now. Sure do miss it. Nicole says, yep, getting the tan lines now here in Texas. The only thing that sucks about it is I'm supposed to get headshots. What sucks? Oh, okay. So cover up the little lines with some makeup, girl. Photoshop it out. Once you get the pictures back, Photoshop it out, make your skin one color. It ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. I want to thank y'all for being here. Happy Saturday to you. If you do celebrate, please have a glorious and wonderful, beautiful Mother's Day tomorrow. I know I'm doing something special for my mama. It's going to be a really good time. And I thank you for sharing yet another piece of your weekend with me here on Patreon. I will be back on Monday night, Pose episode 3. This is what we're doing, okay? Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the internet. Bye. Love you.